Welcome, everyone. Hello, Marlene. Today, I'm offering a session where we are going to sit together and tune into spirit as one. And this is utilizing the 0 point frequency so that I can tune into each and every single one of you that's watching it live, real time, or in your live moment in the future. I have some soft Buddha flute playing in the background to support the grounding of the transmission. And just to be very, very transparent, I have some crystals tucked into my hat. My guides typically, when I want to offer something, when I want to heal, hello Tranquil Essence, I'll start to be guided very subtly within my space to different crystals, to different tools, to different even spaces in my house that I'm not always privy to going in or sitting in, or it's a very subtle energy. And for those of you that are new here, I suppose I should say, hello, I'm Bree. I am Bree, but I am also coming to you with my fleet of guides. And the thing is, all of you have a fleet of guides. You all have spiritual guidance that's consistently present with you, whether you're aware of it or not. These can be angelic guides, these can be ancestral guides, these can be, if we're going to be really solid and truthful, many of these guiding lights in our life are our higher selves. Some of them are specifically guides. I'm not exactly sure why I'm speaking to this to start this out, but we're going to be working with 3 decks. The Archangels, if you couldn't already tell, are very present. Diana Cooper, and the art is Jane Delaford Taylor. Welcome everybody coming in. We also have the Archangel Animals, also Diana Cooper. And this is Marjolaine Kruged as the artist. Let's see, what else do we have here? Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. And the dragons. So before I even... Also, the dragons are Diana Cooper. And the arts, Carla Lee Moreau. The reason I like to really make sure I say when I pay homage to the channels that brought through the works I feature here, it's not because of copyright. It's because in order for us to channel these works of art into this time-space continuum, I know that the people that are making these things are purifying their channel. I can feel it in the energy. And so I want to, before I pull any cards today, just share a bit about energy and how you tune into energy. Are you considering the energy of your life? Are you considering the energy of your body? Are you considering the energy that makes up your energetic field? The energy of another. The energy of a space. The energy of a crystal. The energy of a deck of oracle cards. The energy of a piece of clothing. The energy of a tree. I'm sharing this because when we can start tuning into energy, all the things that are going to be coming up this year, getting brought to the surface, I'll say, and amplified, is when we can tune into the energy, we're tuning into truth. So that's why one of my many missions is to help everyone that I'm blessed to have on my path the gift of understanding, how do you tune into energy? Do you know you have energetic gifts? Do you know you have spiritual gifts? And for those of you that consent to have your Akashic Records scanned in this session, simply say yes. Also, if you'd like to receive the light codes, hello Jen, just say yes. Also know you can observe. And so may the force be with you stands out to me right now, and I speak to that. So when we're tuning into the energetic field, when we're tuning into, let's just say, the electromagnetic field of your body, the electromagnetic field of the planet, the electromagnetic field of the sun, the electromagnetic field of our galaxy, I'll say, which doesn't make sense in my mind, but it channeled in. But we're starting to realize that when we're in this time-space continuum and we're in a world that does have polarity and duality, what are we going to use within ourselves? What self-tool, I'll say, are we going to use within ourselves to keep aligning back to center and not get pulled into the duality and not get pulled into the argument and not get pulled into the friction? There's contrast here. Everything's a reciprocal. So we don't hyperfixate on what is dark, what is shadow, what is bad. We don't do that. And just a reminder that we're going to keep this space safe for all beings. We're going to keep this space safe for all beings. We're going to keep this space saturated in unconditional love, the medicine of all. We're going to unify this field. We're going to balance in this field. We're going to keep the space safe for all beings. We're going to keep this space safe from the passing on of a limiting belief to another. We're going to stay neutral in this space. We're going to stay true to our soul in this space. Our soul is not concerned about the labels. Our soul is not concerned about a rule book of what it means to move from life to death, perhaps. Our soul is not concerned. Our soul knows. Our soul knows. Okay, so I'm getting an angel. And also just a reminder that if anyone gets problematic in this space, I'll block you. Just to be real about it. I won't lie or dance around. Very sweet angelic being. But I'm also a fire being in many ways. Just keeping the space very safe. Archangel Michael is... all the angels are holding it down. Here, your space, all the spaces. Okay, so we have Seraphim, Seraphina. Be an ambassador for Earth and build your bridge to Source. Yep. Joseph, I gotta warn you, you're getting a little distracting in the field. We're harmonizing. We're not being sarcastic or rude. Okay. So Seraphina has been working with me in my dream time. I've been working on the inner planes in my astral body and working with sarcasm is okay as long as it's not intended to create harm. So I would say self-sarcasm is okay. If it's sarcasm that is being masked as I get to be mean, That's a projection of wounding. But I've been working on the inner planes. I'll just be real and I'll be myself, because that's what I'm here to teach everybody they can do through my own embodiment. So I've been working on the inner planes with many spiritual gifts, including our ability to utilize our telekinesis, our ability to levitate, our ability to permeate and penetrate the quantum field with our consciousness, and our simple, intentional, and purified energy field and ability to tune in. So I've been working with these very galactic children that are moving objects. And I have not experimented with this in my daily life yet. I say yet because I want us to tune into this. This is what's coming on. Coming in, coming on, coming through. The reason that we're not all able to just look around our space and levitate objects or move objects, the reason why isn't because we can't. It's because that's not an acceptable belief on planet Earth. But if children were raised and they were given the opportunity to safely exercise that gift, given the opportunity to lovingly and without judgment be themselves and exercise their spiritual intuitive abilities, they would be able to. And it's because they haven't had a lifetime yet that has told them you can't. You can't. That's not a possibility. That's crazy. They haven't gotten that programming yet. So I feel that what this card is coming through to remind us of is this fire energy, but it's the fire energy that is our inner child. It's the fire energy that says, I sense that I'm in this world and that I am different than everyone around me. And that some of the things I am able to do are not accepted here yet. They're not embraced here yet. They're not known here yet. But I'm going to utilize them for good. For myself, for others. So Tabitha, a 2-year-old that can do some very extraordinary things. And yes, the kids that are coming, the children that are coming onto the planet right now, these are crystal children. Okay, so they already have these, they have gifts that I've channeled this many times and I'm seeing it for myself and my own children, but the gifts that are coming in through these children right now are extraordinary, truly. They're going to blow all of our minds, these kids. So let that give you a little bit of hope for the future. And let that give you the encouragement to be the love you want to see in the world. There's children watching. There's young ones watching. Our actions are being glorified by these small beings. So, absolutely, Pat Starr, the next waves of children will help build the future. It's true. It is so true. They're so tapped in. They're really tapped in. Okay, and I will just share this little snippet here, because what better place to do it? I will get to that question, Tabitha. So I tuned into what a black hole is, and I got everything is consciousness, right? So the light is unimpeded consciousness, I'll say. And what I was shown about black holes is it's created by the collectives of conscious beings that are focusing on fear. That's how they're formed, which was kind of interesting. Just sharing that here. And how do I prevent the world from turning off abilities? How do we... So what I'm getting on this from the guides is it's very similar guidance here that they provide in almost every instance, which is the only way that we can, if we're concerned about the world and anyone else's abilities, let's say, we first need to go within ourselves and figure out what needs to be looked at. We need to go within ourselves and figure out what gifts might I be suppressing. What gifts are, or what am I seeing in the world that I'm finding unfavorable or problematic? What am I seeing out there and here? Because it's shadow work, Scotty. It's what we're doing is healing the wounds. And when we heal within ourselves, we can heal the whole world. The gateway tapes. I'm not sure what those are, but I work with many stellar gateways. Stargates. Essentially, when I'm channeling light language and I'm channeling from the higher dimensions, I'm going through a series of portals and connecting as high up as I can, as high an octave I can of my light body. So I might hit different versions of myself on the way. I might pick up some new guides on the way. But it's a series of, what I will say is that the cosmos is so intelligently designed. As in, someone that's just going to want to go travel through these portals just because, I don't know, they want to find like the gold trinket that's going to get them rich, let's say. I'm getting like Indiana Jones vibes. But those who are not pure of heart can't really access these higher dimensional states of consciousness until they've alchemized within themselves. You're not late, Greg. You're right on time. So that's the recipe, I would say, is how do I alchemize my being, my mind, my body, my soul, my thoughts, my actions, my self-concepts, my how do I nurture the passion within me? How do I nurture the purpose within me that's boiling in my blood? How do I nurture this heart space that wants to expand? Let's see. That's all they have there. Okay, so we're going to pull another card. And the energy to me today feels very grounded. So it's very cosmic and very grounded, which feels like a paradox. And everything on planet Earth also feels like a paradox. And when we can accept the paradox, oh, life gets better. So much better. It's just all it's a big, funny spirit joke. So have fun with it. Okay, Dragon 3. Some light language wants to come through. Okay, so light language is going to be sprinkled throughout the session. If you want to receive from those, you can just say yes. This just helps me to calibrate the message and bring it back down onto the earth plane. So sometimes I go in and out of speaking, in a way that someone can understand me with their mind and light language, because it helps me bring what I'm receiving in the ethers into my mind. So it kind of helps me like, it helps me bridge the gap and translate what I'm receiving from very celestial, very, they're very ascended. So they don't have our issues, many of these beings. They don't have like that mean person in their life. They don't have that financial struggle. They don't have that propensity. That's a word I don't know. Now they're using words I don't know. The tendency to play themselves small. They don't have that. So that's why sometimes I go into the light language, because I can bridge the languages across soul, time, and space. Okay. Did I already? Yep, this is the one. It's also why accents, like my accent shuffles a little bit. I'm a channel. It's part of my life. It's who I am. Embracing it. Okay, so we got Emerald Dragon, we're getting harmony in the space. Harmony brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprints. That's what we're doing here in this space, is we're really... Okay. So you tuning in here, you're taking your energetic field and you're anchoring it into the fifth dimensional grids beneath you. Just by sitting here. You don't have to do anything specific. If you pay attention to your breath and really breathe into your body, it'll make it more felt, more anchored into your body and that in the ethers. But you can also be in your body and in the ethers at the same time, which is the caveat. Okay, they're wanting me to show you all this tiger's eye. It's going to help provide what they're sharing as quiet confidence. All right, so I'm going to be channeling from the Akashic Records now about quiet confidence for some of you if it resonates. Take it if it resonates. Leave it if it doesn't. So, some of you are holding back from your confident expression, your confident embodiment in your life. With people in your life, the people you have relationships with your work, with your hobbies, with your adventuring, your exploration. There's a confidence within you that's awakening, and you're like going, not ready for you. It's kind of subtle, but you're sort of, okay. It does feel like this is most of you, actually, is the energy I'm reading. Okay. So they're sharing, the spirit guides are sharing a reminder. There's such a thing as quiet confidence. There's such a thing as a version of you that can go into any space, be in any space, and the confidence that you hold is so anchored and in the know of who you are that it is somewhat quiet. It doesn't need to be approved of. This part of you that some of you are holding back, you're perceiving it as, okay, what I'm getting is, the dragons are so present, not just the emerald dragon, but many others. Okay. Just piecing it together. Okay, so I see. Some of you are perceiving others and their confidence, and it's not a confidence that is authentic. So you're perceiving a confidence that others are exhibiting that is, well, say kind of fake, kind of phony. And because of that, because of that subtle judgment towards another, you're resisting your own shine. It's really funky and subtle like that. But this is what they're doing is, in this instance, is the guides are really reaching into your future selves, your higher self, and showing you something that you can easily, projecting. And we subtly project too. So, and this is the funniest thing about it is, when someone is projecting at us consistently, we might have the tendency to start doing it inside ourselves, which is like a funky little rattle. I'm getting like the image of a hamster wheel. They talked about this last time too, like the subtle ways that we will judge, and then we'll feel guilty about the judging, but we won't process it in our frontal cortex or in our consciousness that we're aware of. It all goes back here. So when you show up for these readings, know that a lot of the healing we're doing is energetic. It's going to go way beyond the words. It's going to be way beyond our ability to conceptualize. The guides like to use a lot of examples that we're actually experiencing in our reality, because those actual experiences in our reality are pointing to deeper, subtler energies within ourself, within oftentimes our unconscious, our subconscious, the parts of us that are operating in the background, the parts of us that are operating in a muffled voice, the parts of us that are operating in a, I often get the vision when I'm doing healings on people, is these are the versions of yourself at different ages that you shoved into a closet. Isn't it a massive selenite tower? I know, it's powerful. She's such a sweetie. She feels very, she's saying thank you, Greg. She's like, thank you. I mean, she's not really. That's just the feel. If I were to bring words to the energy. Cool, Jana. So essentially what we're doing here is we're healing in the energetic field. We're talking about it along the way. And we're anchoring it into our daily life. Because the truth is, you could get 1 billion energy healings. And this is how you can see that I am authentic and here showing up in honesty, because I'm an energy healer. And I'm telling you right now, if you're using it as a band-aid, it's not going to work. It needs to be something that is bringing out more of you. And then you need to be taking whatever is coming about and subtly shifting your everyday reality to align more fully with that energy of you that is so deep and true and real, and it is who you really are. Your root chakra goes crazy when you connect with me. Beautiful. Beautiful. I was actually getting a download this morning, Kayla, about the root chakra. Oh, that's why I called it a variety show, to remind me. So I've been getting this download. Many of you are familiar already, but the Merkaba is a structure I would strongly suggest you work with around your field, around your chakras. Practice the 12th dimensional shield, which is, I'm going to show you this while I talk about it. So the 12th dimensional shield, when you're practicing this, and you can be just gently looking at this while I speak to it. So the 12th dimensional shield is when you're using your consciousness, your awareness, your focus, your energy. You're building a Merkaba around your third eye. You have one pyramid facing up, one pyramid facing down, spinning in opposite directions. This is going to do something for you beyond what your mind is going to be able to tell you right now. But you're going to make that, you're going to build that yourself. And you're going to do this probably when we're done with the session, or maybe while we're doing it right now. If you want to get funky and you're not driving or operating machinery, and your higher self approves of it. But you build this Merkaba structure around your third eye. You take that Merkaba structure, you send it down through your chakras. On the way, that Merkaba clears your chakras. Yep, that's right. And then you plant that Merkaba down into the earth. You send it down, 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 down. You bring that Merkaba and you sense it merge with the heart center of Mama Gaia. There's a Merkaba there too. That's why they like cuddle up with each other. They're like, oh, hello, reunited, and it feels so good. And then you send the Merkaba back up. It's going to stop right below you, and it's going to spin a disc that's going to, and you're probably going to feel it. The first few times, if you've never done this before and you're like, what is this chick showing me a drawing of and talking about? Try it though. Trust me. And then you're going to send it up the system. It's going to build this cylindrical structure of light around your being. It's going to stop above, and it's going to spin again and spin on another disc. That's another protective structure. And then it's going to send back up into your soul star. We all have a different soul star. There's many different conceptualizations of this. Play with it, people. Don't get too fixated on it. So this is the 12D shield that I'm talking about. And I would suggest you also practice it on your own. Another thing that it's feeding in is you could play frequency music if you want. That'd be cool. You could mix it in. Plant your feet on the earth. Okay, another one to do after you've done the 12D shield. Oh, Chelsea, I'll post this on my YouTube. I got you. I got you. I'm here to help. You can do this as many times as you want. Okay, so a big part of what we're doing when we're working on chakras is we're realizing that each chakra has its own intelligence, its own intuitive nature. These are different bands of the light spectrum as well. But this light comes from within us. And when you really lock in that 12D shield, you're going to start to feel that, oh, wow, I am like a sustained, I am this field of energy. I am planted, I am grounded, I am connected. And it's through that structure as well that things like channeling can occur. That's what you see me here doing. So I'm transmitting to you, but parts of me are traveling up through the light body. They're visiting other versions of myself. They're visiting the councils of light. And then because I am anchored, I am grounded, I have my shield on, everything is aligned with source frequency and the love vibration, I'm able to access anything. And you are too. You are no different. Don't think that these gifts are like, this girl has... It's not just because of my NDE. And that's another thing I helps people kind of understand me more is bringing the Emerald Dragon in while I talk about this, because I haven't talked about it in a while and it's a little sensitive. But I had an NDE in 2015. This is a really sensitive topic. So if you're here, just know it's a really sensitive topic. It's like very soul piercing. Yeah. For me, even. But in 2015, I was pregnant with twins. And I didn't lose. The first twin crossed over early on, and the second twin crossed over very late on in the pregnancy. So I went in for surgery, and there was a mistake, and they cut me inside. And I was basically bleeding out. And I was in surgery for all day, even though it was supposed to be 30 minutes in and out. So I crossed over fully. And when I came back into my body, I was just pretty much traumatized. In my mind, I thought it was just I was processing loss. But it was so much more. I even had like a rash on my entire body because my like soul coming back into my body was like a little hard to do. Which sounds weird, I know, to some of you, but maybe it's linking up something for some of you too. So for 6 years, I repressed that memory of the death. And when I remembered it, and I remembered it by... I believe that the reason I was able to remember it is because I recognized that I was on a misaligned path in the corporate world and with what I was doing day to day. I had 2 kids already at this point when I was having this awakening. And I said, I need to make a change. I know I need to make a change. I was hearing from my spirit guides again, seeing spirits again. And I went to Colorado for, at that point it was a life coaching certification. Now it's energy, mind, and emotions integration coaching that I do for people, help them to embody their soul with comfort and grace. But when I chose to follow that path, my guide said, you will go to Colorado and everything will be revealed. I had no idea. I was like, okay, that sounds fun. But when I went to Colorado, I was guided to a vortex that was on the land I was at in Dolores, Colorado. And I stepped into it, and it was white light. I've told this story a few times. You can check my YouTube if you want to hear more. But my guides dropped into my consciousness. I was immediately with Source again. It was divine. It was just white light. When you're in your just soul and you're emerged as spirit, there isn't like confusion. There isn't, everything is just known and is. And the communication I was having with these beings on the other side was telepathic. And they transmitted to me a whole bunch of information when I crossed over about my soul purpose here, my galactic mission here, how I am a starseed, how I have many to lead on this planet. I'm still unpacking what they downloaded through me. And what I was told is for the rest of my life, I will be unpacking what I received when I was remerged with Source. And it's fun. And it's a mystery. And it's what I was shown also is that this isn't about us understanding here in the human, like of we like want to just understand it all. But part of life is the mystery of it. Part of life is that you would not have fun. You would not have fun coming to a life where you knew everything already. It wouldn't be fun. It'd be scripted. That's why. So we think we want to know everything in the future, and we want to know what our life path is and what will occur. We think we do. That would not be fun. It would be boring. It'd be like the most predictable movie you've ever seen. And most of you here probably have access to the Akashic Records, so sometimes movies are boring because you just know like the whole time. You're like, okay, I already know exactly what's happening here. When I find a movie that shocks me, Amanda, girl. When I find a movie that like blows me away, I'm like, wow. I don't know who wrote this, but they've got some ability to prevent people like me from reading what it will be. And that's probably what it is. So we are getting an angel. An angel. No, we're getting an angel animal, actually. 4, 12. Okay, so the two animals that we have coming through. Ooh, the rat, which is Archangel Gabriel and Zadkiel. Oh, yes. Okay, so be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. So I've just recently learned into the rat energy. And rat energy and, okay, any animal that's on the planet that's eating things that don't really have a place being there. They're doing a great service to the planet. A great service. I love you. They're doing a great service. And I'm getting the download from, some of you might be familiar with the Tablets of Light. I have a Danielle Rama Hoffman channeled version of this, but the Tablets of Light, one of the exercises that the guides will bring you through in that book is that you don't see an orange wanting to be an apple. It just doesn't happen. The orange knows it's an orange. The apple knows it's an apple. It's happy with what it is. And as long as there's no rats in the house. That's right, Green. But what this is showing up to reveal to us is that everything has use. Everything has service. Even our own inner, the versions of us, the little hidden unconscious versions of us that are holding us small or keeping us from what we truly desire. There's this natural mechanism of the universe that's making sure that all is cleansed. It's all handled. Okay, and then the other is kangaroo. So, yeah, it feels connected. Okay. Be a force of good. And this is Archangels Roquiel, Jasisa, and Sandalphon. Look how pretty that is. And you can see that in these images, often they're depicting the DNA. The DNA is very important here. Whether you like it or not, when you show up, you're activating more of your DNA. Hey! Reach on up, pull on some of that light and activate that DNA. It's kind of what we're doing. So with the 12D shield, we talked about that. We're going to really anchor this, get us to get this and lock it in. When we're traveling up that DNA ladder, I'll say, in our light body, and we're getting more of our DNA, we're also lengthening our telomeres, believe it or not. Because what we're doing, when we're tuning into the 0 point, the conscious field, the quantum field, we're creating this connective fabric. that's healing not only our DNA, but DNA is what? It's sequenced, it's shared, it's connective. So we're just healing all the way back and all the way forward and all the way within and all the way without and all the way above and all the way below. And when we're doing things like this, like practicing holographic conceptualization, holographic breath, tuning into different energies, utilizing our psychic senses, we're expanding. And we're filling all those pathways that we've been to, that we will be to, with love. It's the neural network. There's a neural network in our brain, there's a neural network in our nervous system, there's a neural network of the universe, and they are all connected. So that's why it's be the change, be the love, because you are interconnected. There's a piece of you that is in every other piece of everything, because the divine is in you, and the divine is in everyone and everything. That's the original source point, is divine energy, source energy. Ooh, this is a channel here, guys and gals and everyone. We share the light. We're amplifying the light. We're seeing the light in others, amplifying that light, seeing the light in ourselves, amplifying that light. Our shine helps other shines help our shine. And when we can really accept that, we're going to stop rooting against people and wasting our energy in that way. When we realize that, we're not going to be tripped up in any kind of resentment or anger or yuck feeling about anyone, because we're going to realize they've just forgotten who they are. They have just gotten away from their divine light. They have just gotten lost on their path. I love them. I know their real path is the divine path. I know that them treating me in this way that I don't desire isn't because I am innately horrible and flawed. It's because there's a wound at play. And when we can really anchor that and lock it in, it's freedom. It's freedom. The only way that we're going to let people around us hurt us, I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but some of you, is if we let it. If we let it change our opinion of self. If we let it create an environment within our own head that is thinking negatively about ourselves. So if you flagged and tagged that that's happening in your life, check to see if you can clear your environment so that doesn't happen anymore. If that's not available, realize that love is going to transmute it all. That's it. And one day, maybe the people that are cruel or whatever will learn their lesson, and maybe not. And it's not up to us. So we can let it go, because it's not up to us. It's just not. That's what you can free yourself with, is knowing we're all one. It's oneness. That's the reality. And I actually have to get going. Time just flew by like a rapid hamster going rapidly in a hamster wheel. And I really want to come full circle with this by first, I don't know why, but they want you all to see this one more time. Closer, actually. No. So I want you to just glance at it. It's not like you have to conceptualize of anything or anything like that. Just breathe it in. Breathe it on in. Okay. An angel, and then we're going to close it. So one more angel, and we're going to close it. Some of you need the reminder right now to hydrate, especially if you're new here. You're probably new. Some of you might be new here. Drink a lot of water today. Please. Your body will thank you. Archangel Michael in reverse. Stand in your power and be true to yourself. So what is our protection with people around us that may want to hurt us? We know, I get to choose. I am sovereign. I get to choose. I am sovereign. I get to choose. I am sovereign. I have the ability to decide if someone is going to take my power away. And this is a new remembrance for me. But I take it back. And then returning to the statement of, I call all of my energy and power across all time, space, and dimensions back home to me now. You're not hurting anyone by doing this. I call all of my energy and power across all time, space, and dimensions home to me now. You're not hurting anyone. You're not taking away, when you call back your own power, which is divinely sourced, you're not taking power away from anyone else. That's the rub. We'll typically hand the power away because we create this weird, tricky pattern where we think that if we're in our power, someone else is not. But, not new paradigm. We are all in our power. We are all in our abundance. We are all one. We are all love. We're all here to be the light. And we honor the light in ourselves. We honor the light in others. We also honor the shadows that are going to come up. We honor our own shadows, others' shadows. We honor it all. The darkness and the light, they are both to be shared healing with and balanced here in the human vessel. So do not deny your anger. Do not deny if you need to cry. Do not deny this. They're being really spicy about this. But some of you need to stop denying it. Don't have a fear around your emotions. That might mean that you're spending a day and you're just like letting it out. And I don't know, just like processing it through your body. That's not, old paradigm would have told us we can't do that. We're not allowed to be angry like that. Old paradigm. But new paradigm is we feel our feelings. We don't allow them to negatively impact anyone else. We do our own alchemy, our own shadow work. But don't resist the feelings. Because they're part of you. They're energy in motion. They're your soul going, telling you something. It's also a whole field, your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your astral body. Do you have many fields? Through overlaying. It is holographic, you see. Okay, so that is what we are going to close with. Archangel Michael, thank you. Please sweep the fields once more. And I'm just going to give us a 528 tuning to leave us off with a sprinkle of warmth, a grounding, some DNA healing assistance. Because we've already done quite a bit of it already. So take some very, very deep breaths through the whole body as we close this out. Very deep breaths through the whole body. Remember to hydrate. Deep breaths through the whole body as we close it out with love. Just a reminder, this will be on my YouTube. This will be on my YouTube as well as my Energy Healing membership. If you guys are not in my Energy Healing membership, I would strongly suggest you check it out. It's a very reasonably priced way to upkeep your return within, to your inner being, to your soulful embodiment. And it's $11 a month right now. I thought it was going to change in January, but my guides were like, people need this right now. And you know what? It's not just about me, because I'm one of the wholeness. So I'm trying to always make sure I consider the wholeness in everything I do and in the ways I serve and show up. Kayla's loving it. Beautiful. Yeah, it's going to expand too quite a bit. I've got quite a bit of material to upload, quite a bit of shifts in the space that are, honestly, they're blowing my mind. They're blowing my mind. Every time that I'm bringing through things for these spaces, I am just I'm in awe. I'm in love with life, and I would like everyone to fall in love with life. So if I can help you do that, then that is so beautiful. But know that that is what you will be in the process of here. So get used to living your life. It's okay, you can leave those parts of you that didn't love your life. they're being healed, integrated. Okay, love you all. Let's close this all with one deep breath. Namaste.